Greetings Crusaders, FiOth here, and in this video I'm going to share with you my best farming spot for Deralium Large Shards. These are pretty expensive to buy if you don't get in good terms with the roaming merchant, and they drop from a couple of sources, but usually they're long treks and the drop rate is not very good. So I'm gonna go through my entire setup explaining what you should be using and why, and then I'm gonna explain the spot we'll be farming and why placing the vestige here is the best possible choice. So let's go through our gear. First and foremost, I'm using Ravager Gregory's sword, and I'm using a Nelak rune, as you see at the bottom right of the rune slots. This gives you added vigor and decreases physical damage, but this beast already deals so much damage, it's not gonna affect us. I'm also using a Broken Bucket +4. I needed it to be +4 so it could socket another Nelak in it to get even more vigor out of this. Then I reduce its weight and it pretty much weighs nothing. Very good choice for your vigor farm. When it comes to items on our person, two most important are the Bountiful Ring. First and foremost, has down a ring bearing the image of a rabbit, increases item discovery rate, and then Moth Ring that increases vigor. Out of all this, the Bountiful Ring is the most important. At the top left, you can see that I have a rabbit foot icon. That means that I have a ×1 increased drop rate. And second icon is the 30% added vigor gains. If you go into inventory at the bottom left, you'll see that my item discovery is 115 instead of the 1 I would have if I didn't have the rabbit ring on. So we want this 100%. You can boost your chances even higher if you use these items, either the Lucky Paw or the Charmed Paw. The problem is that after resting, these go away and you will be wasting a lot of them to increase your drop rate, but nothing is guaranteed, so I would advise against it. Now where are we? We're right in front of the Tower of Penance, as you can see. And I placed the bedding here because we want to farm the Holy Bulwark right there. If you have a powerful build, this Mofo is gonna be very easy to deal with. So back to your weapon or use your favorite Radiant spell or Umbral spell or Inferno spell, take him out and check the loot. He will most probably drop a shard. And then you go back and rest. Right beside him there is another bedding, but I am not using that because we are gonna get a pure blood to follow us into the fight. And although my build now is pretty solid and I can get rid of them pretty easily, a weaker character will struggle a lot. So this bedding here is the safest bet. Again, you move forward, use whatever buff you have. The weapon doesn't really matter, it's up to personal choice. And always initiate with a heavy. If your weapon is powerful enough, it will cause a stagger. Finish him. Whenever you get a lantern finish, know that you always get loot. You will always get at least one rune. And then run back to the bedding and reset. This will also give you a fairly good chance of getting the entirety of his set, his mace, and a shitload of vigor doing this back and forth. So if you want to optimize your chances of generally increasing your economy, it is a pretty safe and pretty clean spot to get this done. You can also get here pretty easily, not too late in the game. Once you reach the Leprosarium, I'm gonna show you what I mean. You can traverse this area, albeit it's a bit challenging, but once you get here, you are good to go. The boss on this bridge is easy as pie. It doesn't really pose a threat. Later on in the tower proper, you fight them as regular enemies, which is kinda ridiculous. But once you reach this point, you can recognize it. It's very distinct, and you can start farming to your heart's content. You will need 8 of these large shards to get a weapon from 8 to 9. So we are gonna need quite a few of these in order to test weapons out. Get to it and enjoy. It's been FiOth, guys. Sub, like, and hit the bell. I am covering this game very extensively, and I will also be streaming it for the foreseeable future. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, Crusaders. Cheers.